Hi, this is just another follow-up video. So I basically stayed with Tobias Morales for a little while during this whole ordeal, all right? And I stayed with him because basically with the covert format, they had told me that Starla had committed suicide, or basically they were holding her hostage and all these other things in that covert format, okay? And I contacted her. I called her a couple times. First time she didn't answer. Eventually she did answer. I immediately wanted to hang out with her to check on her, things like that. She said, come over at 7 o'clock. I went over there. I didn't realize that's where Tobias lived as well. He was actually he had already left to Colorado because of part of this whole thing. And I don't know, again, if it's two nefarious sides or whatever else, but anyway, I stayed with Starla for a little while. It was all organic to the situation, I thought, and we ended up having like a fling, okay? And I asked if I could stay with her, things like that, and I wanted to protect her, all right? But unfortunately, during the whole process, I'm pretty sure she might be involved with this, and it was a form of manipulation, things like that, okay? And I have many examples of this, okay? So right after we had been together, the first night or whatever, okay, it switched into a different tactic, basically, where I think she was trying to make me extremely jealous and, like, break my heart, that kind of thing. And Tobias, he came back immediately from where he was at, and he had threatened me on World of Warcraft, I thought, during the beginning of this, the very beginning, after they had poisoned me and things, put poison oak in my food and things. But I wasn't positive. He put like a transmog of the burned hand and stuff like that, and there was a party that I got in with him for I'm pretty sure it's PvP or a raid or something, or it's actually just a dungeon. Anyway, where one of the members of the party was named Taco Bell Guy or something. He said he was waiting for a tank, and I was like, what the hell? This is all too coincidental, so I left the party and I logged off. Okay, and that's like one of the last times I played World of Warcraft, and like I said, I didn't know if I was like just jumping to conclusions and things like that at the time, okay? But then during the stay at Tobias's and whatnot with Starla, I wanted to protect her, that was my other excuse for it, and just spend time with her. I found out all kinds of things, okay? Literally, she called him babe and things like that while I was there. I thought that was suspicious, and I thought they were just trying to get a rise out of me, and I was like, what the hell? Okay, another example that was pretty messed up was Tobias was saying, hey, did you know Rock Band 3 is a rare game? Things like that. And immediately Rock Band 3 went missing. And I didn't realize that until after I left their place. Starla, she mentioned that, hey, why don't we go fishing at Kangaroo Lake? Things like that. And then, unfortunately, I found out also later that my bag of fishing lures I had just bought for my new fishing pole had gone missing. So I think they were both stealing stuff from me. It's unfortunate. Again, there was many other examples that were weird. Alyssa at the time, I overheard her saying, like, how could you do this to Starla, to Tobias, when they were fighting, when they were breaking up? Things like that. I was still in bed at the time, but yeah, I thought, again, there's a lot of stuff that I wasn't aware of. Tobias ended up definitely seeming very suspicious because he literally had a conversation with me as well where he was like, hey, why don't you pay this extra month rent right now, and then at the middle of the month, you can go whenever you want, you're already caught up. You're 1 month ahead. Okay, and I'm like, okay, fine, he's letting me stay here, things like that. And that was earlier on in the whole, stay with them. And then, of course, in the end, he ended up forgetting that conversation and saying, oh no, you need to pay for the new month, otherwise you need to leave right now. When I decided I was going to be leaving, which I left in January, beginning of January, and he ended up getting an extra month of rent from me that way, which is, it's really messed up. I should have pushed harder for getting, justice for that, but we didn't document all of it, which is unfortunate. Again, I was trying to trust them, and that was my mistake. But, in the grand scheme of things, compared to motel rooms and things like that, it was actually cheaper. And, well, like I said, I was trying to spend time with Starla, things like that. So I justified it in different ways. But in the end, as well with that, she ended up texting me and tried to get me to pay for their whole floor. And I didn't scratch up the floor. I even told her that, like, I used the same, I was using a chair for both my laptop and the desktop. And there was only scratch marks where the laptop was. And I'm pretty sure they put the scratch marks there. In an effort to make me pay $1,000 is what she said it would cost for a whole new floor, which eerily enough is the same fee as the racketeering fee. And It just sucks. I ended up telling her, I'm not paying for your whole floor for a couple of scratches on like one panel, okay? When you can buy wood markers on Amazon for $10 to $15. I still have the texts and everything else. And again, it's just disheartening, the whole situation. And anyway, Tobias also, it seemed, there's many other examples where he was very suspicious, trying to get me to do cocaine with them, even though I think it's crack cocaine or whatever. This is probably not a pure form of it or something. I'm not into that stuff anyway. He tried to get me to do shrooms with them. I think it was all in an effort to make it easier for the covert tactics to be more effective. Okay? So plenty of examples of, stuff like that. Again, I just can't trust them at this point either. There's plenty of people, and even my own family, I can't trust at this point. But I just want to get more of this information out there, and there will be plenty of more follow-ups. All of this stuff is pretty disheartening, though, and I hope to just protect people is why I'm doing this. One other thing, before I forget, is that he mentioned, while we were having a conversation about VR, because, again, I'm even filming this right now on a VR camera, just in 1080p, basically, if I wanted to ever film VR porn or something like that, because, again, it's an emerging industry, and, again, it's a subject that I was like, okay, whatever. It's in the beginning. He was mentioning that, he could, text Eveline right now and get her to come over, and we could film something or whatever else, and all this other crap. And I'm like, that's weird. Whatever. Go ahead and text her, that kind of thing, But I was mostly just joking around. But later on, I found out, that was really suspicious because Eveline, I put it together that she was one of the victims potentially, and they're really, I think he was just rubbing it in. And he mentioned at Casa Ramos at one point that she's doing fans-only porn now and all this other crap. And I was like, why is he randomly telling me this, And anyway, I eventually, after I put stuff together, I was trying to get a hold of her. Tried to add her on Facebook. I don't have her text. I don't have her number or anything like that. And I tried to ask him, like, hey, could you text Eveline for me so I could get her number? Or could I just get her number from you? And he's like, oh, no, I don't have her number. She never texts me back. Could you message her on Facebook so I could, get a hold of her? She doesn't add me on Facebook. And no, she never talks to me on there either. And I'm like, okay, so clearly he was lying about the other stuff, So plenty of suspicious examples with Tobias Morales. It's unfortunate that I try to keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, but with all these examples, it becomes very difficult. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys all this information. It's all in an effort to help people and protect people. And thanks for listening.